Good morning, everyone. It is Friday, January 16th. Here's what's happening. President Donald Trump is threatening to invoke the Insurrection Act in Minnesota as protests over ICE operations continue in that state. He made that announcement in a Truth Social post yesterday morning. A president hasn't invoked the Insurrection Act since President George H.W. Bush in 1992, when the Rodney King riots broke out in Los Angeles. Venezuelan opposition leader Maria Corina Machado gifted her 2025 Nobel Peace Prize to President Trump. The two met at the White House on Thursday, and afterwards she told reporters she presented the medal to Trump in appreciation for deposing Venezuela's former dictator Nicolas Maduro. Trump told NBC News that his meeting with Machado was great, but did not respond when asked if he accepted the award. Many expected Machado to be a key player in Venezuela after Maduro's ousting, but Trump allowed Maduro's vice president, Delcy Rodriguez, to assume control. The Latin Patriarch of Jerusalem, Cardinal Pier Battista Pizzaballa, is urging peaceful solutions as unrest spreads across Iran, where protests over soaring food prices have expanded to more than 180 cities. He said the demonstrations reflect a deep public demand for peace, justice, and dignity, warning that such aspirations cannot be suppressed indefinitely. Human rights groups estimate the government crackdown has killed more than 2,500 people, marking the most serious unrest since Iran's 1979 revolution. Cardinal Pizzaballa also said conditions in Gaza remain dire, with continued bombings, shortages of medicine, and widespread devastation, adding that the wider Middle East conflict is taking a heavy emotional and economic toll on Christian communities in the region. An Indian nun who accused a Catholic bishop of rape says she will pursue her case to India's Supreme Court, nearly 4 years after the bishop was acquitted by a lower court. In a television interview, Sister Reneet Pallissery publicly identified herself for the first time and said she continues to seek justice despite the 2022 verdict clearing Bishop Franco Mulokal. Bishop Mulokal, who has constantly denied the allegations, resigned as the Bishop of Jalandhar in 2023, with the Vatican saying the move was for the good of the church, not a disciplinary action. The case drew international attention in 2018 after fellow nuns staged public protests, with several later reporting ostracism and hardship. And Secretary of State Marco Rubio says the U.S. government is working with the Catholic Church to provide humanitarian aid to Cuba after a hurricane in late October. In a statement yesterday on X, Secretary Rubio says they are working to ensure the funding and resources get to the people and not the communist regime. And that's the news this morning. I'm Matthew Handley.